We're here at my old school today in Kevy. It's called in Morpeth. It's obviously exceptionally windy, as you can tell. We've got a break session today, so I'm doing kind of a mixture of like really high intensity efforts on the bike for 5 minutes, and then we're running off with kind of some out of transition type running for 2 laps, and then 5 minutes kind of settling in, and then yeah, like another 2 laps pretty solid at the end. So yeah, it's quite a key session for me with the Europeans next week, and yeah, hopefully it goes well and gives me a good confidence boost. Tell you what, it's got a fair resistance on this thing. Oh Joe, this feels really slanted. Yeah, so obviously I'm Dan. I'm 20 years old and I'm based in Northumberland in the northeast of England. I've been doing triathlon for around about 10 years now, and I kind of started my first one back, it was actually in Darlington, so just a little local kids triathlon, and yeah, like it's obviously progressed a lot since then, and yeah, I've certainly got a bit faster, certainly on the running. So yeah, no, I've been doing it for a decade now, and yeah, it's quite exciting for me. I think like now, having just came back from the Commonwealth Games, to be able to reflect on that journey. You know, like I've had an awful lot of experiences, plenty of highs and lows for being only 20 years old, and it's definitely been quite a process getting to this point, and obviously it will be, and it continue to be a process going forward. You know, I think for me, like as soon as I started triathlon, I just absolutely loved it. It probably helped that I won my first one, but you know, it's one of those things where I don't know, like people often say like they don't really know why they keep doing it. It's just like the triathlon bug, and I think that's probably the same for me. I just absolutely loved the race and combining swim, bike, run together. You know, and like from going from that, you know, 10-year-old me, and to get into this position now, like it's an absolute dream to get to this position. And obviously, you know, as I got older, I certainly wanted to do it more professionally as well. So, right, what's next then? That's probably a good place to start. So, I think right now, this year has just been absolutely ridiculous. Going from January, where my race plan was pretty much domestic and European Cups, and now it's gone to a place where it's like, you know, I've been racing in, well, yeah, all over the world. I've raced Commonwealth Games, like been over at Singapore doing Super League, like I've done all sorts of formats, all sorts of competitions, different distances. Like it's been pretty mental, and like that's definitely been a challenge to like learn how to refocus, because there's new doors opened and new opportunities came my way. Then I had to obviously like basically just get used to refocusing. So that's definitely been an important lesson this year. But like finally we've kind of got like quite a set plan in terms of like what's next. So like next week I'm going to race in the European Olympic Distance Champs in Munich, which will be really cool. First senior international debut for GB, well, as an individual, and then I will be doing the full Super League Triathlon Championship Series. So again, that's like gonna be mad. God knows how it's gonna go, but yeah, there's some big players, some big money, huge experiences to be had. So I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, like capping off the end of the year, I was gonna go Bermuda World Series, but probably gonna end up in Abu Dhabi. That was always the plan for this year, regardless of how it's changed. You know, I would like to kind of go, well, we'll wait and see. I think I could end up going as a senior, but certainly the opportunity is there as an under 23 to go to the World Championships, so shall wait and see. But yeah, like I think in the short term, you know, next year is going to be trying to establish myself at the top level, World Series, World Cups. It's been quite a steep rise for me this year, and I think like it's been like always like you're moving on to something bigger. And I think like now I've kind of like opened quite a few doors. I can start to kind of settle at a level and start to try and establish myself at that level. Going forward after that, then we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, like, I think for anyone who knows me, like, I'm exceptionally ambitious, and you know, there's just so much to do in the sport now. Obviously you've got Super League, you've got like the World Triathlon Series, you know, you've got obviously in the long distance PTO, Ironman. There's just like endless things to do. So I think like I certainly know that like the Olympics is a big deal for me, the world title is a big deal for me in the future, both in the short course and the long course. But I think right now my focus is really on 22, 23 and then obviously 24 with the Olympics, and then we go from there. But you know, I'm a really young athlete, so taking in as many opportunities as possible, and yeah, just learning along the way is critical, and I think this year that's given me a great opportunity to do that. So yeah, I think that's going to be a huge part of that process as well.